This is a board game show, and you know what that means.
I do know what this means.
We got to play a board game. So let me send Steve, if you don't mind, I'm going to send you back down into the lobby, and I'm going to get the game ready. All right, Steve, we'll see you in just a second. So
hear me.
Yeah, and Steve can still hear us, and we are going to play a board game. Steve, you want to give him the quick elevator pitch? What are we playing here?
We're going to do one that we've been doing a lot of lately, the Boudin Bowl, which in your case, Eric, you get the best job of all. You get to be the judge. Everyone gets to court you. Everyone gets to say, this is why mine should be good, and you get to make the final decision on each of these. Encourage them.
Steve, before we go on, hey, there's somebody at your door there. Eric, you want to take care of that before we start the game? Look, somebody at your door right there real quick.
What? Really?
Somebody knocking on the door right there behind you. It looks like.
Oh
my God. Let's see what we got here.
Hello.
Do we have you, Charles? Charles, do we have you? Oh, no, we've got no picture. There he is.
Wait, here we go. There we go. I'm here.
Nice for you, Eric. I've got Charles, and I've also got Jimmy from the Game Masters documentary.
Oh, so cool.
The director and the producer. And the reason I called you guys in, say hello to Eric Slauson.
Hello,
Eric.
Hey, how's it going?
Eric is a friend of
Charlie Bink.
Oh,
well, amazing.
Me and Charlie go way back.
Familiar with Charlie Bink, yeah. So, Eric, have you seen the documentary?
I have. I just got a chance to watch it yesterday.
And what do you think about all of Charlie's bits? Is this the Charlie that you know?
It is. Charlie, I love all his focus. He's playing on Photoshop and trying to make things with his eye level on the table. He has this new game, Trekking the World, coming out, and I got the opportunity to do some development on that game. And it was so cool seeing just how his brain works and how seriously he takes everything from the top down, like art and he talks in the game about making it so that grandma can play it. And so that was something that we kept coming back to. So yeah, he's great. Yeah. So, and the documentary was great as well. I really enjoyed it.
Well, thank you.
Charles is the director. Jimmy is the executive producer. Well, yes. Actually,
yes.
Jim,
executive producer,
and Jimmy will tell you he's the guy behind the whole idea. He really is. Right, Charles. We had a big debate about that last week.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But
yeah.
I called you guys in because we're going to play the Boudin Bowl. Steve is in the audio part, and Steve's going to give us a quick rundown of the rules to make sure we're all on the same page.
Sounds good. Well, BJ, Jimmy, and Charles have already been in on this. They've already made their choices. What's going to end up happening is they're going to sell each of 4 rounds to you. It'll be like a football game. You get to, Eric, pick who gets the touchdown, who gets the field goal, who gets 0, who gets the turnover for each of those rounds. We'll add up points at the end, and each round has a theme. I've given them a theme. I'll tell you what the theme is, and then each of them will take their turn pitching their game, trying to muscle the other ones out of points, and we'll see who gets it at the end. The only final rule you need to know, as is always the case, if there's a tie, BJ loses.
That's fair. That seems logical.
The other thing to think about is that
yes.
the other thing to think about is the chat crew has their favorites, and they're going to be trying to cheer you on there. They're going to try to steal. So Jimmy and Charles better sell to that chat crew because they make all the difference every week.
They can lobby. Okay. They can absolutely.
I don't know if I prepared well for this.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know either. I think we were briefed a little light for this game. We weren't given the full spectrum.
That's the way I teach a game. Leave that one important rule.
He's got to stack the cards in his favor.
Oh, by the way, did I tell you the green ones are worth more points? So
that's right.
Steve, tell Eric and Charles and Jimmy, what's our first category?
First category is I Stand Alone. This is the game that you love that others either don't like or don't know about. This could be one you want to evangelize about a little bit here. So the first category, I Stand Alone. And we'll start with BJ and then go to Charles and Jimmy. So BJ, kick it off.
I, just like Eric, I do a lot of game demos. You did your stuff for Bicycle and other companies. I've done it for 5 or 6 different companies. One of the companies I do is Gray Fox Games. Bushido is one of my favorite games from Gray Fox Games. A lot of people don't even know about this game. It's the second best deck builder out there behind Baseball Highlights 2045, Jimmy. I don't know if you know that. It's when you're ranking those deck builders, you got to rank them in the right order. And Bushido is the second best one out there. Bushido is a game similar to Baseball Highlights, but it's got dice in it. So when you draw your cards and you're playing against the other person, it's very thematic. You're playing these schools of different martial arts, and the game goes very quickly, just like a martial arts battle will be. It has weapons that you get included, but it's got dice. The dice again are mitigated by the cards you play. But imagine a quick playing deck building game that has a little bit of dice, and it has all of the ebb and flow of your favorite martial arts movie. It's all condensed in about a 15 to 20 minute game. That's Bushido. By the way, phenomenal art. I mean, the art is just knock your socks off when you see this thing. So that's my entry.
Okay.
Okay, so I guess it's
Man,
me.
I'm
so
sold
Yes.
on that game. I want that game.
Okay, Charles is next. Yes.
All right. So my game is called Orongo. I don't know if we got a picture of it, but it's an island game. It's about Easter Island, right? And you're erecting the Easter Island heads for this game. It's by Reiner Knizia, right? The short pitch is it's like Catan meets modern art. I love this game. You know, resources get pulled at random instead of the person who pulled them just getting the resources. They go up for secret auction. Okay. So there's a finite amount of money in the game. You put the money in your hand. Everybody goes like this, opens their hand. That's your bid. You get it or you don't. But if you need more money, then you just open up an empty hand. And so there's always a game, risk versus reward. How much money is there? Is someone else going to do it? Because if someone else does it, then you split. You don't get as much money as you were planning on.
A little bluffing.
It comes with these great Easter Island meeples. It is a very not very known game. I know that's the name of the game, but it's so not known that BJ said to me, I read a lot about a lot of games, and I know a lot about a lot of games. I've never heard of this game by a designer that we all know and love.
Yeah.
So if you don't get cool points for that,
I'm
then I
objecting.
don't know.
He's using my words against me in my game. It's
Yeah. I have an objection about your words. You shouldn't
That
have said
was
them,
lovely.
counselor.
That was
You
supposed
said
to
the
be
words.
private, Charles. That was private, a
Nah,
private conversation.
It's all fair. It's all fair in this game, right?
I'll be honest, never heard of it. And I thought I knew all of Reiner Knizia's games, but I didn't know that one.
This is a great game. I don't know why it wasn't more popular, but I love it.
Solid entry from Charles, throwing elbows right from the beginning. I like it. Jimmy.
So let's go to Jimmy and see what Jimmy says for his need-to-own game. Kenny,
Yeah,
Todd.
I've been
Spiel is
wanting
our
to
winner.
get Maracaibo for what feels like a year now. It's been sold out a lot of different places. I actually finally ordered it the other day because it came in on Miniature Market. But it's designed by Alexander Pfister, who did Isle Sky. I actually know very little about it, but what I think intrigues me about it, it reminds me of Puerto Rico, which is a huge favorite of mine, where you're kind of shipping goods. It takes place in the 17th century Caribbean. You play like seafarers, and I read things like there's a story mode in it, which I don't understand how that works.
Oh,
but
interesting.
you like lay tiles and you ship goods, and it just seems like Puerto Rico on crack to me. But I've never played it, and I really want it.
Maracaibo. Steve,
Yeah.
you still there?
I am here. Y'all hearing me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep, we can hear you now.
Good. So we've got Kingdom Builder from Charles, Maracaibo from Jimmy, and Captain Fast Start. What's yours?
Yeah, those are two tough choices. I'm gonna have to throw out something literary. I know that Eric Slauson is the English teacher. Eric, I know your middle school students have heard of Brandon Sanderson, right?
It's possible.
Possible.
Let me
All right.
Google.
So Brandon Sanderson wrote a series of YA novels that I just adore, The Reckoners. The Reckoners is all about what if superheroes weren't all superheroes? What if some of them were bad? What if they all got these crazy powers, but they were actually bad? What would we do if there were no superheroes and Superman and Batman were actually villains? That's what the game is all about. Humans trying to defeat superheroes going rogue. It's a crazy, cooperative game. Lots of dice rolling, lots of dice chucking, lots of tension, and you got to beat the big bad. And here's the kicker. The people from Navu Games who make Stockpile and make Crosstalk.
Crosstalk.
Absolutely bananas with the production of this game. This game is just the box is about this big, and when you drop it on the table and you take out all the pieces and you show people, Oh, it's just people are just going to start salivating. It's a game I should have backed on Kickstarter. I didn't, and now it's so hard to find because it's super expensive, and you can even get all the meeples painted. They've got them all pre-painted because I hate to paint. Oh, the Reckoners! I love the novel, and I really want to play the game.
Sounds cool.
It does sound very cool.
So Eric, there's your recap: Kingdom Builder, Maracaibo, and the Reckoners.
Oh. Okay. One overtime. Give me one sentence why you need this game in your collection. In one sentence, why do you need this game in your collection? Okay, first, so Reckoners.
Reckoners. Ooh, put you on the spot.
Brandon Sanderson.
Okay.
So Jimmy.
One sense. It looks like Puerto Rico on crack.
Cool.
Yeah.
And Charles.
So, side note: as an English teacher, you should recognize that BJ did not give a complete sentence.
That's correct. I already have a penalty.
It was an interjection. Hallelujah! Hallelujah!
That's right.
Because my board game collection is incomplete without it.
Oh. All right. I'm gonna say Kingdom Builder is my touchdown. I think it's gonna give you a lot of play. You seem very passionate about it. It's a big game. It's gonna have a lot of play for you, and you seem very excited about it. I also like the look of it. I like the way the grids are and the hexes and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to say Reckoners is the field goal.
Yes, I'll take
field
that.
goal. You also had a lot of passion. There's a backstory there. Points deducted for not a complete sentence. It's fine. I didn't tell you to write in a complete sentence. I just said,
Schoolhouse Rock. I was taught by Schoolhouse Rock. So.
And then Maracaibo is my turnover, only because, and this is no way you could know this, but games that look like this are very hard for me to get into. They give me palpitations and anxiety. These trading resources kind of games are very hard for me to get into. It looks
totally nutty.
Yeah, so it looks very chunky. It looks fun, but like I said, I like Kingdom Builders and City Builders and King Dominoes. Kingdom Builder looks like a much thinkier, crazier King Domino.
Am I the only one that played Kingdom Builder out of the four of us?
I've played it on the app and I enjoyed it a lot, but I don't own a hard copy.
I actually owned a copy right when it came out because I like Donald Baccarino's games, and I brought it to my scout troop meetings and our little game night meetings. They played it all the time. They absolutely adored it. I think it's sort of that the combos that you get with laying out the tiles appeal to the ones that play trading card games and things like that. It's sort of like a trading card game in a tile version. So Kingdom Builder, good choice, Charles. It's a great game.
Now this is going to be controversial. This is going to be like one of those times where you go back and they show on YouTube where like the ref made the wrong call. Because if I had known you already had the app, I wouldn't say that you need the physical version.
No, you need the physical version. You need the physical version. I still need it.
It's okay. The next play already happened. You're fine.
I don't have an app collection. I have a board game collection.
That's true.
Okay.
All right, Steve, halftime is when all three of them have to do a song and dance, right? Like an improv. Are we going to skip that tonight? Okay.
I think maybe we'll skip that. We're hearing from some people that they're getting pushed back to the beginning of the previous live show. So some folks might take a long time to catch up.
Yeah, some
people are saying that they're seeing.
They just need to scroll on the page, and then they'll see the next live feed.
I got to give BJ a little bit of credit because for the first time he's now in the lead. But I also love the Schoolhouse Rock reference because interjection was one of my favorites.
Thank you, Steve.
Yeah, well done.
All right, so give us the third quarter, Steve.
All right, well here we are at halftime. So right now we're looking at BJ with 10. Charles with 7 and Jimmy with 3. So it's still anybody's ball game here. So you've done I Stand Alone. You've done I Need to Own. Now it's time to play on the phone. the board game app or online play game that you love the most. And to do this one here, I think we're up to now doing Jimmy, BJ, Charles in this order. So Jimmy, kick it off.
My favorite board game app, is Terraforming Mars. I love the multiplayer of it. It's very easy. It kind of does all the administration for you, so you could get through a game with your friends pretty quickly. I also like the solo mode, which I never played on the physical one, so I bust through the solo mode like pretty quickly too. And playing it actually helped me get better. And it changed my strategies once I started playing with my friends. So I think Charles used to win in Terraforming Mars all the time, but I think I started getting pretty good and more competitive with him.
Okay. Yeah. Good start. Terraforming Mars for Jimmy. BJ.
Charles, you want to go?
Well, no, that would be out of order. That would be a rule violation.
Just add to his collection of rule violations.
Yes.
Just because you didn't tell me the rules doesn't mean I don't know them.
Rules for comedic effect. All right, so mine is the Ulm Castles of Downforce. Have you played that one yet, Eric?
I have not.
Okay, so in reality, it's not a real game. In reality, it's Castles of Burgundy, but it's all of those Yukata games, and it's represented by or Yukata and Board Game Arena. But really, my choice is Castles of Burgundy. I wasn't that big of a fan of Castles of Burgundy, the regular game. I always liked Aquasphere better, but I'm addicted to playing it on Yukata. Steve and I have probably played it 30 or 40 times together, and with other people at least. I also play Ulm. I've taught at least 6 or 7 different groups of people this nice, quiet little game that a lot of people don't know from Hutch, Ulm. And also Downforce. Downforce is just another game that we get to play a lot on the app version with BGA. But really what I'm talking about is Castles of Burgundy. Castles of Burgundy, a fantastic game that is now probably my favorite Stefan Feld, even though Aquasphere still has a place in my heart because I just love those little octomeeples. But Castles of Burgundy, absolutely fantastic version of it on yukata.de if you haven't played it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Charles.
All right, well. My pick is Lords of Waterdeep. All right, so Lords of Waterdeep. I think it is the ultimate worker placement game, the best example of worker placement game. There's something about it that just clicks. And when I introduce people to worker placement games, that is the game that I pick. I say, bear with me. I know it looks like a lot, but by the end of it, they love it. All right. What is the worst part of that game? It's the setup. It's the cleanup. It's the remembering to give yourself an orange cube, remembering to give yourself 2 points every time you complete a warfare quest. The app does it all for you. You know the score is accurate at the end. You know you didn't forget to do something. Clean victory, clean loss, no arguing. It was one of the first phone apps, that really stretched what a board game app could be. So it is the ultimate in 2 categories, worker placement and early phone board game apps. Kind of to stretch the limits, show us what it could be. There would be no Terraforming Mars app if there wasn't a Lords
That's
of
true.
Yeah.
It's sold a ton, and it has all the little animations at the top, which I hadn't seen before.
It's like extra beautiful when it doesn't really need to do all that stuff.
Why are we helping him, Jimmy? We shouldn't.
Because I'm persuasive and make good points.
Lords of Waterdeep, really strong 3rd place choice, Eric. Really strong.
All right. I think.
Do you need a recap of the 7 games BJ said?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's you can't do that.
I don't even know what game he was pushing.
Yeah,
Burgundy.
I had a hard time following as well.
He put down Castles of Burgundy plus Ulm plus Downforce, and in the show notes I asked him in the put in parentheses, is that the card game version?
The Ulm Castles of Downforce.
Illegal formation. Illegal formation.
Illegal formation.
I'm gonna say Lords of Waterdeep is my touchdown. I have heard so many people talk about this game and really love it, but I know that it is one of those games that looks intimidating and it has a whole bunch of stuff going on. And one of the things that I look for in a board game app does it cut down the setup of the real version or whatever. So I play a lot of deck builders on my phone because shuffling every 6 cards or 10 cards or whatever is a nightmare. And, I forgot to do damage. Can I go back and give you the all that stuff. So you really sold it well as a game that you can get into and play without all the setup. It keeps you on track and makes it easy, and it's a game that I've heard a lot of people talk about. So yes, I will be looking into that app.
Okay.
Next, my field goal is going to be Terraforming Mars. For similar reasons, I think it's a big, large game, a lot of little pieces. So if you can carry that around in your pocket, that is a great time. What a great time to be alive when you can just carry Terraforming Mars with you. I like using digital board games to teach you how to play the physical one better when you get a chance to do that. And it is it kind of lowers that barrier of learning. It makes it easier to learn if you can play it quickly and all that kind of stuff. The turnover just on penalties alone has got to go BJ this time. It's I don't know what game he was pitching, the Mad Castles of Downforce or whatever it was. I think he was talking about Castles of Burgundy, and I just got Between Two Castles actually, and so that's my only castle game that's in my brain right now. But
I'll take the 0. I threw an interception on that one.
Yeah, you did. It's okay.
All right. So home stretch. We're in the fourth quarter now. Score your points and do your best. It's tightened up. You've done so far. You've done I Stand Alone, I Need to Own, I Play on the Phone, and now we're up to If Only I'd Known. This is a game that you avoided or never got interested in, but then tried and it changed your mind. And I think we're back to doing the original order here. BJ. Charles.
All right, I'm up. All right, so mine is a Reiner Knizia game. Imagine modern art with tiles. It's called Orongo. Not a lot of people know this.
Oh, that sounds really good. Touchdown.
I'm out of here.
Mine is called Potion Explosion. We talked about it earlier tonight. It's a command game, but it's really a game from Horrible Games, designed by the same people that did the same designer did Steam Park. It's a wind-up engine building game, and that's what I like about it. So many other games like Terraforming Mars, like Wingspan, are all about building up this long engine, Imperial Settlers, and then you rev that engine up at the very end of the game. This one, Potion Explosion, it winds up over and over and over again. I've been able to teach it to just about anybody, and let's face it, the dispenser alone with all those marbles coming down, it just looks cool on the table. So I wish I'd never avoided it. I don't know why I didn't play it until last year. It looked like those games that you play on your phone, and I'm just not interested in those kind of games. And then I played it, and I was like, oh my God, this is right up my alley. Got it for my wife for her birthday last week. I had played it, in the last 6 months, but got it for my wife last week, and we played it all weekend. So Potion Explosion, if only I'd known how much fun that game would have been, I'd have gotten it a long time ago.
Okay. Off to Charles.
All right. Well, my game is San Juan. So it's kind of like Puerto Rico. And, sometimes you might look at Puerto Rico and say, man, there's a lot going on here. This is too intense. San Juan is the lighter card game version of that. It's just cards. So that's one of the reasons it's good. It is lighter. The reason I avoided it is because I did like Puerto Rico a lot. And a friend of mine said, every time I play San Juan, I think, why am I not playing Puerto Rico? And so I avoided it for that. I said, oh, well, I'll just play Puerto Rico. Very recently, I've gotten into playing San Juan, and I love it. It is similar but different. It is lighter. It is not as intimidating. If you're that kind of person that is like this, there's just too much going on here with Puerto Rico. I think you might be. And this is a better choice for If Only I'd Known, because San Juan came out in 2004. Mm-hmm. I haven't been playing this for 16 years. Potion Explosion came out 5 years ago. He's only been not playing it for 5 years.
Yeah, more years on me, that's for sure.
Just saying, But
Okay.
San Juan, really fun, really fast, really simple game adjacent to Puerto Rico.
Okay. And Jimmy.
My game is Junk Art. I don't play a lot of dexterity games, and I play heavier stuff, like all the games I've been recommending. But I've recently played a ton of word oriented party games, and I wanted to find something different for my group. And so I actually picked up Junk Art right before the quarantine, and I played it with a friend, and it was so fun. It's just like, you know, you're drawing cards and there's different games. You utilize all the sticks and the pieces so well. I thought it was great. And I actually gave it to Charles recently so he could play it with his girlfriend, but I thought it was such a delight, and I'm excited to like play it with a group of people. Because playing it with just two was so much fun.
That's playing to the guest over here, there, Steve. That's right up there. That's
no. Don't want to hear it from you, BJ. You just
I would never do that.
I know. You've spent like
everybody plays
literally like the past month looking up all of my social media and like listening to interviews with me. I don't want to hear it.
I have to apologize to you, Eric. Every time somebody said one of those games, it looked like you were physically in pain at having to make a choice among these.
One card looked like pretty painful for you. All right, Eric.
Very hard.
This is it.
All right.
There can only be one that scores a touchdown.
And for all the marbles, but not the potion explosion marble.
All right. Here's what I need. Why did you? Because I missed this part. Why did you avoid Junk Art?
I actually don't think the box art is that exciting to me.
Okay.
You know, and I think because it's like abstracty and it's like stacking. Like when you talk about games, you're like, oh, you're stacking stuff. That doesn't immediately excite me.
That's fair.
So I just avoided it for so long, and then I just took a chance on it because I think a new edition came out with like wooden pieces, and that mattered a lot to me instead of the plastic ones. So I just kind of got it on a whim, and then when I pulled it apart, I just thought it was so delightful.
Mm-hmm.
He is struggling with this, Charles.
Man.
Look at this.
What's my criteria here? Which one am I? All right.
I'll just read them back to you what it was. This is the if I'd only known a game you never got interested in or avoided, then tried and it changed your mind. So you can interpret that how you please.
I mean,
All right.
have you played any of these games? Because if the answer is no, I would have to say that your criteria is the best argument.
I have played Junk Art, and I love Junk Art. But that's not what this category is about.
That's
All
right.
I think I'm going to say, based on the category, I'm going to say San Juan's going to get my touchdown.
Oh, yeah.
Because he had the longest time where he didn't play it. He had several people telling him not to play it and had very good reasons, and he loved the chunkier version. So he went in not wanting to like this game had a big chip on his shoulder about it, and now he loves it and has been playing it a lot. So I think his narrative of change, he has the biggest character arc.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I love Junk Art and Potion Explosion, but that's not what this is about. I'm going to say
no pressure, but this is the most important decision you're going to make today.
Oh, we lost the stream? Oh, that's good. Okay, I think I'm going to say the field goal goes to Jimmy for his judging a book by its cover on Junk Art. And also, when you dug a little bit into it, you're like, oh, it's stacking. You did your research. You still didn't like it. So you had to go through several layers and actually play the game, and then you ended up loving it. So I think you went through this long journey of and you finally played it, and now you love it.
And it's not normally my style of game either.
I can tell based on some of your other submissions. But I'm glad that you're getting into party games. That's great. And then BJ. Poor PJ.
Oh, all right.
I can't wait to
I gotta say, BJ, he took our silly, foolish little game very, very seriously. Looking at our character arcs and all of this was impressive. Well done, Judge.
I can't wait to see Lorenzo Silva, and I'm going to tell him that Eric dogged Potion Explosion.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Gave it a 0. No, I totally understand. I would have voted for Jimmy and Charles on that one, too.
Let's be clear. He gave you the 0.
Yes. Yes.
And it just goes to show you that you shouldn't get excited over the first quarter scores. The first quarter, they had the touchdown, and then from then on, Charles skunked everybody.
As a Georgia fan, I know this too well.
Yeah.
Quarters
exactly.
2, 3, and 4 touchdowns in each of them for a win. 21 points to Charles takes the win.
That was a Bulldogs.
Yeah.
I played great in the
Nice
first
job,
half.
Charles.
Thanks.
Good job, Charles. Yes.
Well
Well
done.
done.
Well
So
done.
that is the Boudin Bowl. Eric, we got cut off at the very start, though. You were telling us about your viewing of the Game Master documentary by Charles and Jimmy. Finish up any other thoughts that you wanted, because I know we got interrupted when we started the game.
Yeah, I was just saying I really enjoyed it. If you get a chance to check it out, it's on Amazon Prime and other things.
iTunes, all the streaming sites, Google Play. If
All
you can
that
stream
stuff.
it, it's on it.
Voodoo.
I liked that it covers a wide range of how, as far as the audience and how deep you are in the hobby. So if you know nothing about any of this, it's a cool introduction to like, there's this whole world and people have conventions and there's people who make these games. But if you are deep into the rabbit hole, it's neat to really see like what these people's houses look like, and that they're just guys and people and women, and you get to meet cool people like Nashra and hear the stories like that. It's one of the cool things about the hobby is like there's always some other game that you've never heard of. There's always some designer that you're like, I love this person. How, where did they come from? And so I really enjoyed that. The focus on the Spiel was really interesting, especially having watched it yesterday, and then we got the news of all the Spiel winners and stuff. Was an opportune moment. So while that's all fresh, it would be a cool thing to watch and see what the backstage of that looks like. But check it out. Great documentary.
One of the questions that Jimmy and Charles loves is, which one of the 4 designers was your favorite? Which is the one that you were emotionally invested in? We have this debate every time we talk about this movie.
Everybody has a different one.
Sure. I think Charlie is. I know him the most. I know him very, very well. And we've had like one-on-one conversations. So like it was just neat to see him in a movie. Like that was cool. But I've heard most of what he is saying. So my favorite was actually Nasha. Her parts of the movie were very, very interesting. As someone who wants to make games that make people think and challenge these social norms about self-expression and all that kind of stuff, her arranged game sounds really, really interesting. And just her story and why she designs, and she had a very personal story behind her design. I think everybody did, actually. If you go back and watch it, all of them talk about the kernel that their idea came from, the people that they're designing for. And that's one of the things that I liked about this documentary, was that it shows like that as designers we're making these for people. Like in one hand, it is a product, we're trying to make this thing that sells or is good or whatever. But like a lot of times we have an ethos that we're trying to get across, or we're trying to teach you something, or we're trying to, I don't know, just make a game for somebody who might not have a game already. Nashra having something from her culture, Jason making a game cheaper so that people, from his neighborhood could buy it. Charlie making a game about the national parks that's not a trivia game. It really spoke to me as somebody who, like I said, makes these art games where if you're bad at art, you can draw. If you're great at art, you can draw. It really spoke to me of really thinking about who you're making a game for. So
interesting. And I did check that out, Charles. I looked at some of the reviews, because you and Jimmy told me off screen last week that if I go into the rooms, I'm going to see different people. It's not just Nashra and not just Charlie. And I was
different people resonate with different stories.
Absolutely. People were saying Jason's story was so compelling. Scott Rogers' story with his daughter was so compelling. So it's kudos to you and Jimmy for including all 4 stories, because you're going to hit more of a mark with people. You know what I mean? The different people seeing it. I saw it as Charlie and Nashra. You saw it as Nashra. Lots of people see it different ways, and I think that's the beauty of this film. Well done on there. And I've been spreading the love of it. So
thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions for Eric or for the Game Masters, Eric? Anything?
Eric, I really want monstrosity. Amazing.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. I heard the description. I was like, oh, Jimmy's gonna buy this game.
He's
I did the research on all the games. I did the research on all the games, and all 3 games are games I would definitely play. But Monstrosity, that pitch of
What a genius game. Genius game.
We're really excited about it.
meets aliens.
Could hear Jimmy's head exploding from a distance.
I mean, I'm telling you, look, I got to do pitches. I mean, I work conventions, and you got to get the pattern, and you got to get the pitch, and pitching CSI meets aliens. I mean, it sells itself.
Yeah.
You know.
I just love how it like creates like hilarity while you're doing it, and that's what I like.
I'll make a version for you that has like little cubes, and you can trade
Just push them
sticks
around.
and wood and stuff. And
Pretty good.
Look, I'm not blowing smoke. Eric is the guy to go to on party games. You can see he's got this whimsical, creative idea, and he's seeing different now. And that's why I wanted you on the show, Eric, because I just couldn't believe these 3 things that were coming out. So kudos to getting that.
Thank
Charles and Jimmy, I want to thank you guys for playing the Boudin Bowl. That was awesome. I lost as usual. I even tried not playing to the guests like I did with Carla Kopp, where I just picked animal games, even if I liked them or not, just so that you would pick them.
I gotta prepare better next time.
I do. I'm gonna have to prepare better. I'm the guy on the show, so I'm gonna send you guys back down to the lobby, and then I'm gonna finish up the show with Eric. Is that all right?
Sounds good.
Yes.
All right.
See y'all.